Imagine saying I do to your soulmate, and 38 of their closest relatives. Now imagine them having veto power. Welcome to the world where, will you marry me? Is really, will your entire extended family accept me? Buckle up, because we're diving into the hilarious, awkward, and occasionally heartwarming culture clash of how China and America see marriage, either as a deeply personal choice or as a high-stakes corporate merger. In the US, meeting your partner's parents might involve a polite dinner, some awkward small talk, and a silent prayer that no one brings up politics. But in China, it's a full-blown performance review. You're not just dating their child, you're being assessed like a quarterly earnings report. Do you own property? What's your job title? What zodiac sign are you? Did your great-uncle ever owe anyone money? It's not personal, it's practical. Americans, I love him. Chinese parents, love is not a floor plan. Where's his house? In many Chinese families, the marriage process isn't complete until parents give their official ceremonial the grunt of approval. In America, parents might grumble, but they usually stop short of staging a full intervention. In China, an intervention may come with PowerPoint slides, 3 aunties on speakerphone, and possibly tears. In the West, romance is king. You fall in love, you get married, and ideally you only consult 1 or 2 people, yourself and your partner, maybe your dog if it sleeps in the bed, but in Chinese culture, oh no, it's a committee decision. Grandma has opinions, Auntie Lou from Hunan has a spreadsheet, and even the neighbor who once babysat you weighs in. In the US, someone might ask, do you see a future with them? In China, the question is, can they carry the family name with honor, cook dumplings, and bring harmony to our ancestral spirits? Sometimes it feels like applying to marry someone in China is like applying to a job, except instead of a resume, you bring your blood test results and real estate portfolio. One of the most legendary marital landmines in China is the house. In fact, many Chinese families will not even consider a marriage proposal seriously unless it comes with a deed and floor plan. In America, if a couple says, we'll figure it out together, people nod supportively and say things like, that's so modern. In China, the response might be, figure it out? Is that code for, we live with your parents forever? Cue the drama. This is why in many Chinese cities, parents start saving for their son's future wedding property when he's still in kindergarten. It's like Pokemon, but instead of collecting Pikachu, you're collecting mortgage payments. In the US, a marriage proposal often involves candles, heartfelt speeches, and one shaky knee. It's about emotions, the moment, and maybe a hidden photographer in the bushes. In China, the romantic gesture is nice, sure, but don't forget the marriage resume. Literal matchmaking resumes are still a thing. Age, height, education, job, income, hometown, number of siblings. Basically, it's LinkedIn for love. You might plan a surprise proposal in Times Square. In China, the surprise might be your dad handing your matchmaker auntie a printed resume at a wedding banquet. Boom, future daughter-in-law delivered like takeout. In America, the question of marriage is pretty simple. Do you want to marry this person? Your answer is the answer. In China, the question becomes, do you want to marry this person? Do your parents approve? Do their parents approve? Does your cousin think they look trustworthy? Does your grandma's feng shui master think your birth dates align? By the time everyone's opinion has been considered, the original couple might need to be reminded who's actually getting married. Yet strangely, in many cases, it works. Families help each other, couples get support systems, and wedding banquets turn into 400-person reunions with more food than a royal coronation. American weddings, a charming barn, maybe some Pinterest boards, personalized vows about how he makes me laugh even when I'm sad. Chinese weddings, 2 MCs, 3 costume changes, a fog machine, 48 tables, a menu longer than a novel, and a photographer hanging from the ceiling. Oh, and don't forget the pre-wedding photo shoot, taken 3 months in advance in 7 locations featuring gowns, tuxedos, and sometimes, horses. In America, brides say, I just want a simple wedding. In China, grooms say, we just invited a few people. And suddenly there's an aunt from Sichuan flying in with 18 friends. Let's not forget the pressure. In the US, people might get nudged around the age of 30, so are you dating anyone? In China, the nudging starts at 25 and sounds more like, your cousin just got married, when's your turn? Followed by, we already printed your wedding invitation, just find someone. Single people in China often report getting more pressure from family during Lunar New Year than from their bosses during performance reviews. Americans feel awkward bringing a date to Thanksgiving. Chinese singles consider hiring actors to pretend to be their partner just to survive family dinner. True story. So, who's right? Is marriage a private matter between 2 people who love each other, or a social contract between 2 families and a dozen spreadsheets? Honestly, it depends on where you sit at the table. Both systems have their quirks. Americans might envy the tight-knit support of Chinese families, while Chinese folks might admire the freedom and personal choice that Americans enjoy. Some want fireworks, others want floor plans. In the end, love is complicated, messy, beautiful, and just a little bit bureaucratic depending on your zip code. So whether you're team I choose you or team my mom approves of you, just remember, marriage is less about who has the say and more about who's willing to stay, especially when Auntie Lou starts asking about grandkids at the wedding. If you've ever been caught between romantic freedom and family tradition, hit that like button and subscribe to the Culture Clash Cafe. We serve piping hot truths with a side of humor, one awkward cultural misunderstanding at a time.